My name is Captain Andrew Peterson, and tonight I am telling you about a soldier who came home alive, but discovered that the greatest distance between two people is not measured in miles or deployments, but in the silence that grows when a child no longer recognizes the face she once waited for. And this soldier's name is Mark Reynolds. And before the war, he was the kind of father who tucked his daughter Lily into bed every night, singing the same off-key song until she laughed so hard she forgot to pretend she was sleepy. And when Mark deployed to Afghanistan, he kissed her forehead and promised he would be back before she could forget him. And Lily was only 3 years old at the time, too young to understand months, too young to hold on to memories that had not yet settled deep inside her heart. And Mark carried her picture in his helmet through dust and gunfire and loss, through days when he questioned whether promises survive places where hope is buried, but he made it home. He stepped off the plane, thinner, quieter, older than the man who had left, and his family waited behind the gate, waving handmade signs, and Sarah, his wife, ran into his arms, crying with relief. And then Mark knelt down, opening his arms to Lily, ready for the moment he had imagined every night in war zones where dreams are the only escape. But Lily didn't run. She didn't smile. She hid behind her mother's legs, staring at him with curious, frightened eyes, and Mark whispered her name, and she shook her head as if he was a stranger, and that moment broke something inside him more violently than any explosion, because he had survived ambushes and IEDs and long nights holding dying men. But nothing had prepared him for the day his own daughter looked at him like he didn't belong, and for weeks after he tried to be patient, he read bedtime stories. He sat beside her on the floor. He let her lead him around the house like a guest who needed instructions, and slowly she began to trust his voice before she trusted his face. And one night when thunder rattled the windows, Lily crawled into his arms without realizing it, and Mark froze, afraid to move because something fragile was finally healing. And now, I want you to see him standing at her school playground months later, watching her run across the grass, turn around and shout, "Daddy!" And in that single word is every battle he fought and every mile he traveled, because sometimes war doesn't steal lives, it steals moments. And the bravest thing a soldier can do after coming home is earn back the right to be called father.